Hey everyone, get to high ground and get under cover because today I'm ranking the Tremors franchise. Starting off, number 7 is Tremors, A Cold Day in Hell. Look, these bottom 3 are all about equally meh, but this one really has nothing going for it that the others don't also have going for them. Michael Gross and Jamie Kennedy are pretty good and they have some decent chemistry, but the rest of the cast is pretty bad. The CGI isn't the worst, but it's not good. The action is okay. Nothing special. My biggest problem with this movie is the whole Venom subplot. Apparently Bert has an infection from the graboid that swallowed him back in the third movie.
What the hell are you doing?
And it just hasn't had any visible effect on him until now, 17 years later. Bullshit. My score is 1.9 out of 5. Number 6 is Tremors 5 Bloodlines. It's funny, the CGI in this movie isn't actually better than the CG in Tremors 6, but it looks better because a lot of the action takes place at night, and darkness tends to make CGI look better because it can hide the imperfections. Funny how that works out. Anyway, we get an African female action hero with a bow and arrow. That's pretty cool. Other than that, it's more the same. Like in Part 6, Michael Gross and Jamie Kennedy have decent chemistry. The action is okay. Other than that, it just has a lot of the same problems as Part 6. The graboids just leap into the air for no reason, even though that makes them vulnerable. My score is 2 out of 5. Number 5 is Tremors Shrieker Island. This one has a couple things going for it that makes it more enjoyable than 5 and 6. Jon Heder, hope I said that right, is less annoying than Jamie Kennedy. The action and the CGI are slightly better. Richard Brake is pretty good, and it has a pretty good ending that I didn't see coming. My score is 2.1 out of 5. Moving on to the good movies, number 4 is Tremors 3, Back to Perfection. I like that this movie brought some of the supporting cast back from the original. It's good continuity.
Graboid. One of those bobbers. Freeze. Everybody quiet.
A graboid?
What?
Are you kidding? For real?
The practical effects are solid, and the CGI is better than it was in Tremors 2. Still not great, but whatever. Michael Gross is back, and he's still great. The action is solid, and the ass blasters are a great addition to Graboid Evolution. And they have a great name.
It's not smart to track Bert. What's it doing now?
Hey!
What the?
My score is 2.9 out of 5. Number 3 is Tremors 4, The Legend Begins. Yes, I prefer 4 over 3. Why? It honestly comes down to the directors. Parts 2 through 4 were directed by the co-writers of the first movie. S.S. Wilson directed Tremors 2, Brent Maddock directed Tremors 3, and then Wilson came back to do Tremors 4. I honestly think Wilson is a better director than Maddock. That, and I think the pacing is better. If it wasn't for those two things, 3 and 4 would be tied. Anyway, Tremors 4 is a fun little period piece. Michael Gross plays one of Burt Gummer's ancestors, who starts off very anti-gun, so he gets to show off his range, which is always cool. The rest of the acting is pretty good, the action is good.
You missed with a cannon!
And the music is solid too. And I do like that we get to see the baby version of the Graboids, even if it's not technically a new addition to Graboid evolution. It's something new to look at for a few minutes, so that's something. A score is 3 out of 5. And once again, the darkness makes the CG look better. A score is 3 out of 5. Number 2 is Tremors 2 Aftershocks. This is one of the better direct-to-video sequels I've seen. We get Fred Ward and Michael Gross returning from the first movie, and they're both good. Helen Shaver is also good, and Chris Garton is definitely the least annoying sidekick in any of the sequels. The CGI here is the worst in the franchise, but it was a direct-to-video sequel from the 90s. I'll give it a pass.
Smart little bastards.
The practical effects are just as good as they were in the first movie, honestly. The Shriekers are awesome, and I like that they raise the stakes, because now you're not even safe on the rocks. Now they can stalk you above ground. My score is 3.5 out of 5. Finally, my number 1 is the original Tremors. This movie is something special. It blends a bunch of different genres together and manages to pull it off. The cast is solid, especially Kevin Bacon. And all the characters are well written, and they feel like real people. The main characters all have goals and motivations, and it works. Even minor characters get fleshed out a little, like this older couple who gets attacked early on. Like, just from the little bit of time we spend with them, you can tell they definitely still bang. Or at least they did. The action is suspenseful yet fun.
It'll suck that truck down.
The humor is consistently funny, the pacing is great, and the Graboids themselves look awesome. In the first movie, they were created with 100% practical effects, and they balance the fine line between feeling alien to us, yet also feeling like something that theoretically could have evolved on Earth. My score is 4.5 out of 5. Hey everyone, let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and all that, and if you don't like the video, subscribe anyway so you can tell me how bad my other stuff is. That's all for now. Stay safe in these crazy times.